Ah, good evening to the one person who has joined me. Dawson, happy Easter, man. How's it going? Please bear with me. I've picked up a little bit of a cold, so I've got a bit of a sore throat and a slightly blocked nose, but fuck it. It's Easter. It's Q&A time. So actually, fun fact, this glass was given to me as a gift for my graduation by a friend of mine, Nick Payne. So Nick, if you're watching this, thank you for the gift. Yeah, I don't know what's going around. I woke up this morning with a sore throat and I was like, shit, this is not good. Because I went to a family gathering today and I felt rough. Oh, I felt a bit disengaged from some of it because my throat was bothering me. But still, it was a nice gathering, none the same. So if I don't sound myself or if I cough, just please bear with me. Sorry, I'm not feeling great. But anyway, Jared, hello, nice to see you. Uh, I mean, it's been fun seeing you in the Facebook chat, but it's nice to see you on here. And Miles George, hello, happy Easter. So, welcome all to this Easter 2025 live Q&A. Don't know if I'm going to go on for too long tonight because, like I said, I've got a little bit of a cold and a bit of a sore throat, but I will try my best to deliver a Q&A for you. Also, I have a review of Doctor Who Under the Lake and Before the Flood coming up, so keep abreast to that. That is on its way. Excuse me. But yeah, I haven't had time to do a review of an Easter movie, but the Q&A hopefully is going to be enough for you guys. I hope everyone's had a great Easter Sundays. Please tell me in the comments or in the chat what you've done for Easter. I would love to hear it. So let's press on. Hello, Jason. Hello. Nice to see you. To see you nice. Or, well, read your message. Have I seen the Easter movie Hop? No, I haven't, because it looks fucking shit. I've seen the trailers. I remember, I think it was 2009 or 10 when it was released. If I'm correct, that's the one with Russell Brand. It looked awful. I never saw it, but maybe next Easter I'll do a rant on it. Maybe. Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars fan in the chat section. Glad you've had a good Easter, Parody Maker. Oh, you went to church. Nice one, Dawson. Nice one. What is my opinion on superhero movie from 2008? Oh, yeah, you mean the parody called superhero movie? Yeah, I mean it's silly. It's dumb, but I kind of have a soft spot for those type of films. Like it's so stupid, but like some of the humor does make me laugh. So I'll say I hate it. Yeah, Russell Brand is. I'm not a fan of that guy personally. I mean, he was all right in the first Centurions movie, but I don't really care for the guy as a comedian, nor as a person, nor as an actor. I mean, like I said, the only thing I really like him in is the Centurions film, which maybe I'll talk about that one day. But yeah, he doesn't really float my boat. I find Hop to be a good film, and I can handle your opinion. Well, the thing is, I don't have an opinion on it. I've not seen it, but it looked bad from the trailers. This whole "I can handle your opinion" phrase, I'm sorry, I find that to be infuriating. Not because of you, A. Smith, the parody maker, just generally the phrase has been going around, and it really bothers me. It really just bothers me. It just sounds so condescending, you know. Rather than saying "I respect your opinion," which is more formal and more polite. That one just sounds very. It sounds very like uppity, as one might say. Where am I? Where am I? As a fictional, as a fictional character, do you prefer King Kong or Batman? That's quite a question, really, because they are very different characters. I guess I'm gonna go with Batman because there's just more depth to the character. I mean, obviously, in like Peter Jackson's King Kong, they tried to flesh out his character by making him more empathetic and more sympathetic. But generally speaking, Kong doesn't have as much depth. With Batman, there's a rich family history. There's an emotional depth, certainly in the Nolan trilogy as well. So yeah, and they're two different species. So yeah, interesting question, but I think I'll go with Batman. Oh, nice to know that you're safe. Thank you for telling me about that. Um, yeah, please stay safe. What is your opinion on Jack and Jill? Never seen it, but the trailers looked awful. I stayed away from it because I think it was 2011 when it was being marketed. I didn't like the look of it, so I stayed away. Uh, oh fucking! Always does this. Always puts me. The slider always drags my questions down to the bottom. Oh fuck's sake! Favorite movie that starts with the letter A? Ooh, it's a good question. Oh, letter A, letter A, letter A. Well, one film I really like is A, Bug's Life. That's one of my childhood favorite Pixar movies. Oh God. Yeah. I mean, other than that one, I don't know. Like any that sort of are on like a masterpiece level. Um, ooh. Take a look at my collection. Um, yeah. For now, I'll go with A, Bug's Life. Oh, nice. I don't know what the Sonic movie recreated, but yeah, I'm sure it was better than. Well, it looks like it was better than Hop. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, he is Doctor Nefario. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I mean he's all right in that. I mean he's just doing a voiceover. You can sort of tolerate him there. It's not a particularly great voice, but it's not it's not cringy or anything. So I can deal with that. Um, how do you think Roger Moore would have done if he was the first James Bond back with Doctor No? To be honest, I think it would have been very similar to what we got in Live and Let Die. I think I think he probably would have. He might not have had as many of the sort of tough scenes in the action sequences, but I think his performance is pretty consistent in the 7 films he's in. So I can't see that being too different if he were to have started in Doctor No. Just without some of the tough, gritty stuff. But the even the Smith and Wesson scene, I can see more pulling off the sort of colder side of that because in Live and Let Die, when he threatens Rosie, he's pretty cold and pretty stern in that, and also in For Your Eyes Only when he kicks the car over the cliff, he does have some stern moments. So yeah, I'm really waiting for that ultimate Bond 4K set. I know that the Sean Connery films are coming to 4K soon, but I'm holding out for the 25 film set in 4K, and I'm waiting for that before Bond 26 comes out. I'm guessing they're going to do it probably next year or the year after, because as far as I know, anyway, it looks as though the next film will probably come in 2027. So every 6 years at the moment. So there we are. Da, 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 da. Oh, fucking hell. I saw The Curse of the Were Rabbit in cinemas 2 days ago. Oh, nice. I'm glad you enjoyed. Yes, happy 20th anniversary, The Curse of the Were Rabbit. Fantastic film. Really great stuff. Love it. My favorite Wallace and Gromit film. I did go back to the cinema to see it during lockdown, which was a fun experience. It wasn't in my local, so I did have to travel to go and see it. And I would love to have seen it this weekend, but I'm working on the times that it's on, and I had a family event today, so I couldn't go and see it today. But I have the film on DVD, so I could just watch it. It's such a brilliant film. It's so good. So I hope you enjoyed it. Uh, do I have more respect for Sean Yu or the Temple of Doom villain? Oh yeah, the Temple of Doom villain is Mola Ram. Not the greatest villain. Um, a bit dull, a bit boring, and then quite a few of the Indiana Jones villains I don't think are particularly great. So I'm gonna go with Sean Yu because at least they give him more lines. You know, he says a bit more, and he doesn't say that much. But compared to Mola Ram, there's a personality, so I can sort of dig that. Favorite movie that starts with the letter B. Oh, I see where this is going. Favorite movie that starts with the letter B. B B B B B B B. Oh gosh, this is a difficult one. Oh, excuse me. Oh, this wretched cold. Favorite movie that starts with the letter B. I think I'm going to need to have a bit of outside help because my brain just can't think about it. Mm, Movies. I'm bound to have seen one. Start with letter B. Oh, yes, of course. So there's Back to the Future. That's obviously, the first one is my favorite of the three. But the trilogy is good. I like the trilogy as a whole. It's hard to pick one because there's so many great ones. Beauty and the Beasts, the original film, really really cool, really good film. Bambi is obviously another one which I need to review. And Batman Returns. Those would be the kind of first thought that comes to my mind. Some people would say Blade Runner. I think Blade Runner's all right, but I actually prefer the sequel to Blade Runner. As much as I appreciate Blade Runner as a film, it's a very well made film, artistically speaking and aesthetically speaking. To me, it's just a bit too slow. Like it's certainly not a bad film. It's just a bit too slow for me. I know. Surprisingly, the second one is actually more interesting, even though it's longer. But yeah, interesting question. Uh, Hank Azaria. Oh yes, yeah, very good voice actor. Babe, yes, my my local cinema was showing Babe this week for its anniversary. I've not seen that film in so long. I remember when I was a kid watching it. I think at my grandmother's house, I watched that with my cousins. At the time we loved it because it was a film about a pig on a farm. It was entertaining. I really don't remember the film very much. I've heard that the second one is actually not very good, but maybe I need to review Babe. Actually, that's a good shout. To be fair, did it really come out in 1995? Wow, wow. Is it what 20, 30 years ago now? That's crazy. I need to watch that and review it. Um, but I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gutted I can't go and see it because again it's timings. It's timings. But Revenge of the Sith is coming back to the cinemas, so yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that again on the big screen. Even though I went last year when they re-released all the Star Wars movies, but yeah, Revenge of the Sith, that was fun. How would you feel if Disney makes a live-action remake of Ice Age? I wouldn't really give two shits because they've gone. I mean, we're too far in for us to be upset about it now. It's at the end of the day, it is what it is. They've. I mean, the damage has already been done as far as I'm concerned. But um, I just hope maybe that with the Snow White remake bombing, they might come to their senses and they might decide to either stop or reduce the amount of remakes that are being made. So we'll see. But it looks like DreamWorks are jumping on the bandwagon. Nostalgia sells. It seems that nostalgia sells. And worse for DreamWorks is that they're remaking How to Train Your Dragon with the same fucking director and one of the same cast members. What director in their right mind remakes their own film? I don't understand that. I think that's so fucking stupid. But whatever. Uh, what is your opinion on my Big Fat Greek Wedding 1, 2, 3? Oh, good question. Yes, I I like that. I like the first one a lot. It's actually a favorite film in our family. My family love that film. We laugh at it a lot. One of my grandmothers used to watch it and laugh at it so much that there was one time she asked to watch it again on the same day with her best friend because it was so funny. Um, I think the first one is fantastic. I mean, the story's pretty simple, but I think it's a good story. About how two people from different cultures get married and the sort of the struggles with religiously and sort of you know with again culturally and religiously the sort of struggles of of the marriage. Kind of like the film Bend It Like Beckham, where you have this uh, Islamic girl who wants to play football, but her culture and her parents sort of are very much against her doing that, and they want her to get a proper job, marry a proper guy through an arranged marriage, and they don't want her to follow her dream. So it's kind of I like films like that. They really kind of teach you about the sort of religious ethics. So the religious ethics of uh, what was I talking about? Big Fat Greek Wedding. Yeah, are interesting. The second one was just nothing. I watched it, but I can't remember it. It was so bad. It was just so dull, and kind of the same with the third. Although the third was slightly better, but the third was more just my big fat Greek holiday. Like they may as well have just called it that. Nice to see some of the old characters come back, but it didn't need to be a trilogy, and the answer is no. It didn't need to be a trilogy. I didn't laugh that much with the third. I appreciate that it was nice to see the characters one last time, but there wasn't much of a story. So I think it's better off as one movie, and that's how it should stay, as far as I'm concerned. But very good question. Sorry, my Instagram is pinging. Um, so I will get back to that later. Also, when Alex said he laughed more at Grown Ups than Nicky and Jack and Jill than ATSV. Across the Spider Verse. Oh, okay. Um, Alex, here's persuasion and here's reason, as Shrek would say. What do you think is the most problematic Batman relationship in his family? Oh, that's a good question. You know, I think it's very easy to say Alfred, but it depends on which version you're talking about, because I believe that The Dark Knight Rises is one of the best examples. Well, the whole trilogy, really, but specifically in The Dark Knight Rises, is the best example of how Alfred and Bruce's relationship is tested. I know blood, but he is basically his surrogate father. Um, and then there's the whole thing where he's concerned for his safety and because of his injury, and then he tells him he burnt the letter that Rachel left him at the end of The Dark Knight, and then there's just more drama upon drama. And that whole film where he, in the beginning of the film, where he says, I waited 7 years hoping that you weren't going to come back because you wouldn't be coming back to all of this, which is a world of pain. So again, it depends. There's other versions that probably do something similar, but to me, I think specifically Bruce and Alfred in the Dark Knight trilogy, specifically the Dark Knight Rises. But yeah, that's what I say. Oh fuck! Why do my questions keep disappearing? The Sonic movie had a shot of James Marsden in a car with a CG animal. Yeah, well, James Marsden was in both movies, as far as I remember. Yeah, some of the classic Doctor Who stories are super long. Some of them are very long. There were some that I had to watch over 2 days because they were so long. Like the War Games, I watched the first half of it on one day and then the second half the next day because it was so long, that 10 parts. Effectively, you're watching 10 weeks of television. It was amazing. It was a fantastic ending for Patrick Troughton, but God, it was long. There are some stories which I do feel are too long. Like some of the 7-part stories, um, the format it goes on. Like Marco Polo, I know it's a missing story, but even the reconstruction felt so tedious and so long that I couldn't get into it. Maybe I'm just so used to the format of the new series, and I think it's better to have it as a tighter thing with one or two 45-minute episodes. That's all you need. It doesn't need to be dragged out to 7 20-minute episodes. It's just you might as well make a film, at that length. But there we are. What is your opinion on the Green Lantern movie? It sucks. I hate it. Goodbye. No, okay. Look, I will probably do a rant on it one day when I've got the strength and the energy to sit through it again. But everyone knows it's terrible. I never really liked it when I first saw it. Even some of the visual effects are very dated now, which is a real shame. And the fact it was directed by Martin Campbell, oh, man, that's a shame. It's a real shame. Ugh. Okay. Not on if Roger Moore was in Majesty's Secret Service and Diamonds Are Forever. I think Roger would suit Diamonds Are Forever. Majesty's, I don't know how he'd handle some of the emotional scenes, to be honest. I don't know if I can see it. I don't know if I could see it. It really depends. I think Diamonds Are Forever is the one I think he would suit. Do you have a favorite band or singer? Not really. I'm not much of a music person. I quite like AC/DC, Linkin Park, Queen, the Beatles. Take that. I like a lot of sort of old slash contemporary artists, but I'm not sort of a music person. Like if something, you know, comes on and I'm interested in it, I'll definitely listen. But I'm more into film music personally. Uh, can you do a John Hammond quote in a Sean Connery voice? Um, my doc. No, hang on. Let me start again. Dr. Grant, my dear Dr. Sattler, welcome to Jurassic Park. same, same thing as John Hammond or Gandalf as Sean Connery. So okay, so to John Hammond quote as Gandalf or Sean Connery. Okay, I'll do Gandalf again. Dr. Grant, my dear Dr. Sattler, welcome to Jurassic Park. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Sorry, my voice is a bit hoarse today. So, might not be so good at the impressions today. What is your opinion on the live action Flintstones movies? I think I've only seen the prequel, which is I think Viva Rock Vegas. I think it was called. That was a shockingly bad film. I mean, production design was kind of cool, and they made it look like the show, but the story was utter tripe. It was so bad. It was almost so bad it was good. But if you don't take it seriously, then you'll enjoy it as a fun parody movie. But I mean, the script for that film is terrible. I mean, how did they get Joan Collins to do that film? That is insane. But as for the first one with John Goodman, I've not seen that one, but I've heard they're both pretty bad. So yeah, I like the cartoon, the Flintstones. I mean, it was never something I loved, but I enjoyed it whenever it was on. As a fictional character, do you prefer King Kong or Batman? You've already asked me, well, someone's already asked me that question, so I'm not going to answer that again. Um, what do you think made the comedy work in Star Trek 4 and not Insurrection? Oh, that's a good question. It's been a while since I've seen the movies, but I think Insurrection just felt very cheap to me. Like the script was just more corny. The story just didn't really grab me as much. I mean, yeah, the fourth one has the whales in it, which is bizarre. It's totally weird, but you relax into it more because they don't take it too seriously. I think Insurrection wants to take itself more seriously, and it's Insurrection is just so dull. It's just so dull. At least the Voyage Home is fun. And as for the question about the action, I think The Wrath of Khan has better writing. It's the best written Star Trek film, as far as I'm concerned, because it has real personal stakes. The villain has real personal motivations. You feel it. Nemesis is a mess, and I can't comprehend what it's about, to be honest. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Oh, excuse me. My voice is struggling a bit. Um, how would you feel if DreamWorks or Illumination makes an animated Jurassic Park film? Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I mean, the animations are clearly doing well on Netflix, and the Jurassic movies have reached a younger, demographic now, which is amazing, all things considered. So I see no harm in that. Favorite movie that starts with the letter C. Let's have a look, shall we? Okay, so Chicken Run's an obvious choice. Might not be my favorite, but it's one that I quite like. Casablanca is a bit of a classic as well. I'd have to review that at some point. Cabin in the Woods is another one I need to review. But yeah, based on ones I've seen, I think I think Chicken Run. It's a good choice. I've always enjoyed that one. The first one. How do you feel they made an animated Back to the Future film? Again, I'd be fine with it. But I don't know if they should continue the continuity of the trilogy. I think maybe just doing a spin-off animated film would be fine because I think the trilogy works as a very self-contained thing, and I don't think it really needs to be continued. That timeline anyway doesn't really need to be continued or messed with. But I do love Back to the Future, especially as I'm a Doctor Who fan. Of course, I'm going to love it. Um, and all three of those films are very good. The second is my least favorite, but I still enjoy all three of them to varying degrees. Really fun movies. Um, Ranking of Jerry Goldsmith's Star Trek scores. To be honest, I don't remember all of them, but based on what I remember, I'll give it a go. I think the weakest score is probably Final Frontier, followed by Nemesis, then um, the motion picture, then First Contact, then Insurrection. You might be surprised at that, but the opening theme of Insurrection is beautiful. Like I'll never forget the opening titles. And we get to I think is it the Baku Village? I think that's what it's called. The first track. That is beautiful. I love that. I just wish the movie was better. But there we are. Uh, yeah, you seem to love asking me questions about animated films, which is great. Um, Animated Fast and Furious film. Yeah, again, like I have no issue with it, but as long as they don't say family every 2 minutes, then that could work. What's your opinion on Despicable Me movies? Well, I think the first one is the only good one. Uh, I think two and three are okay, and four is crap. I did a rant on the fourth one. Very bad movie. Uh, have you seen Hop? No, I have not. Someone mentioned it at the start of the Q&A, but thank you for asking again. Could Austin Butler play Voldemort? Actually, yes, I think he could, based on how he looked in Dune Part Two. And I think he's a terrific actor. Actually, I think he needs to be older though. I think he needs to age a few more years before he does it. Or if he played a young Voldemort, that could work. But he's definitely got this sort of the look about him. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's not a I'm not saying it to be derogatory. He looks like a villain, and he plays him very well. So yeah, he could be great as Voldemort. Also, Nick Frost as Hagrid. Yeah, it's fairly safe choice. I think, given I mean, let's face it, he's a big guy. Um, I think he could do it. Whether he could do the accent, we'll see. But I don't have any preference really because I don't care about the show, so they can do what they like. Thoughts on dating? Oh gosh, yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? Yeah, it's down to potluck, really, isn't it? Because nowadays a lot of it is online. They say it happens when you least expect it. For me, it hasn't really happened yet, so I don't know how much I can really say other than I guess some people just get lucky, or some people are just more naturally attractive than others. That might be just the harsh truth of it. It's also a confidence thing as well. Some people aren't as confident. I wasn't always very confident. I'm trying to be more confident in that area, but it's not very easy. I mean, everyone's on the apps and stuff, so I wish everybody luck. I think there is someone out there for everyone, but it's just it's trying to find the person as well. Finding the connection, that's difficult. Do you find cinema snacks to be overpriced? Yes, and I have a Cineworld Unlimited card, which gets me discount on snacks, but it's hardly worth the discount, really. I mean, there isn't really much money taken off, and to be honest, oh, why is that turning on? Didn't mean to turn on. Yeah, so yeah, I think and over the years they've gone up and up. So I'm trying not to buy the popcorn all the time. I buy it sometimes, but now I'm just doing it as and when because it's so expensive. I mean, I get the free tickets, which is pretty good because I'm just paying the monthly subscription. But you know, it's still ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. Happy Easter. Happy Easter to you. Are you excited for Coyote versus Acme? Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've got no plans to really watch it, but if I do end up watching it, I'm sure I will enjoy it. What's on Shrek rumored to be renewed as a three-film set? I think, to be honest, Shrek is dead, especially with that trailer that they put out of Shrek 5. I think that Shrek 4 Ever After will remain as the true ending, and these new ones will just be forgotten. So yeah, apparently Spielberg completed Jerry Goldsmith despite not hiring him much compared to John Williams. When you say completed Jerry Goldsmith, what do you mean? What do you mean completed Jerry Goldsmith? Uh, Jerry would be his second choice. I'm not sure what you mean by completed. Sorry, I don't know what you mean. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch remake. Yeah, I mean, I'll go and see it, but I'm not really someone who is, you know, I'm not an advocate for the remakes, but I'll see it to review it. Um, How to Train Your Dragon in June. Oh yeah, got to deal with that one as well. Are DreamWorks out of ideas? Quite possibly, yes. Are films becoming less original? Quite possibly, yes. Yeah, that's true, Jared. They might change their minds on the remakes. They might stop them because of Snow White being performing so badly. But to be honest, I think you're right. I think they will wait and see how Lilo and Stitch does, because I think that one is going to do financially much better anyway. Critically, we'll see, but I think financially it's actually going to do quite well because of the time it's going to be released. So the fact that kids will drag their parents to see it. So yeah. Thoughts on the Beatles? Yeah, very good. Love them. The most pointless remake, in your opinion? How to Train Your Dragon, which is coming out in June. Again, because it's being made by the same guy that made the original. That's why it's so pointless. Would you like to see Ben Stiller play a serious role? Yeah, I mean, in some of his comedic roles, he can be dramatic, but yeah, he does seem to be typecast, doesn't he? But yeah, it's like when Jack Black did King Kong, but then everybody thought he was a miscast. I actually liked him in King Kong. I thought he was really reined in and he pulled off some of the dramatic stuff. He's not the best in the cast, but he did a very good job considering his repertoire. So it would be a good curveball to throw into a film to cast Ben Stiller in a very serious role. Well, I mean, he's played assholes before in film. He's played villains like dickheads that you wouldn't want to associate with. Um, so yeah, is Snow White the better of the live action remakes? No, no, well, at least not in my opinion. Oh, Pixar making a musical about ducks. Well, if that's true, I look forward to that. You enjoy female company? Yes, I do very much so. I've got a few female friends. One who I consider a best friend. I know a lot of females through my theatre hobbies. Yeah, I've got a lot of female friends. I don't have a girlfriend, but maybe that will change one day. Who knows? I think you asked me this before, Dinobot, if I remember correctly, and I like them. Serpent's Tooth. I mean, they sound like great titles. I mean, to be honest, they don't sound like James Bond titles, but they sound like almost, how can I put this? Like almost like Indiana Jones titles, like Indiana Jones and the Serpent's Tooth, Indiana Jones and Inferno's Twilight. Um, but it depends on the context. It's hard to judge without the context of the titles in a story. Um, but yeah, not bad titles, but they don't sound like Bond to me. How do you not obsess over someone? Uh, you're asking the wrong person. I mean, it's hard. I mean, look for someone else to draw interest in. Keep your keep your head clear is the easiest option. I learned from experience that you know if you sort of linger on one person, you get yourself in a state, and it's just not worth it. Don't be oversensitive when it comes to these things. Yeah, rejection sucks. It's horrible, but look at how many people are out there. It's the world is there's plenty more fish in the sea, as they say, and you just gotta remain optimistic, and not getting down on yourself. And that's the hard. And I've learned this from experience. Don't get so hard on yourself. Just if something is not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Take it in one ear and go, you know what? It is what it is. I'll just keep trying. It's about staying positive. So do your best to stay positive. But if you have like caught feelings for someone, yeah, it's very hard to let that go. Treat it like a grieving process, and then when you're ready, just accept it and move on. Uh, Favorite movie that starts with the letter D. Interesting. Letter D. 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 Uh, I know it technically has a the at the beginning, but The Dark Knight, I guess, if we're going to cheat. Um, yeah, or in terms of Marvel, Doctor Strange is another one that I like. Those are two good options. How would you feel if Disney makes an animated Home Alone movie? Again, your questions are very similar. I'm getting a pattern here. I think the Home Alone series is dead. To be honest, it's one of those cases where they're so far in now that nothing they do could really save them. I think again with Home Alone, just watch the first two films, um, and then forget the sequels and forget anything new from Home Alone. I don't think it's worth it anymore. Is Robert Pattinson the most successful post Harry Potter actor? Actually, potentially he is. Yes, and I think even more so now with playing Batman and Mickey 17, and even though the movies were crap, Twilight, he did get a lot of success from that as well. So he probably got that at the right time. So good for him. Um, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious Snow White is going to win some Razzies. Wouldn't surprise me. The Harry Potter becoming a TV series. Would you like to see a Star Wars be made into a TV series? I mean, to be honest, there's already a series of Star Wars on Disney Plus. Just go and look at Disney Plus. There's so many Star Wars shows now. That's to answer that question would be redundant because it's already happened. But if they were to make new series of Star Wars, which they will, I don't know what I'd want it to be about. To be honest, I haven't even seen all the series. There's just so it's hard to keep up, sometimes. Oh, fuck's sake. Always losing the questions. Would you like to see the three Lord of the Rings made into a series? No. Could Doctor Who work as a movie? Potentially, there have been some Doctor Who films. There's been the TV movie with Paul McGann, which kind of works, and then there's the two Dalek invasion movies with, I believe, Peter Cushing, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, somebody's really messaging me a lot today. um, would you be up to making 50 slices of bonding? Well, what what kind of a question is that? I've already made it. It exists. It's on my other channel, dude. If you want to go and see it, go and see it. It's on Pajak Productions. I'm not sure why you've asked me that question. That's it's already there. It's been out for over 2 years now. Nearly 3 years. It's there, dude. It's there. Does the multiverse work in Doctor Who? Yes and no. Which of those do you think is the best score? Jerry Goldsmith. That's a good question. Oh. Based on those three, I'm gonna say Mulan. I think his Mulan score is beautiful. Really, really is, and the songs complement the score very well. Have you seen 28 Days Later? No, I haven't, but I do need to. I do need to see it because there's. I think the third one is coming out soon. What is the better Daniel Craig role, Knives Out or Spectre? I love him as James Bond, and I love him as Benoit Blanc. The accent is great, but I have to go with James Bond, Spectre, and that my well, Spectre and his other four Bond films. Yeah, I mean, who hasn't made an hour-long video on Alex? You know, who hasn't done a rant on Alex? He's a waste of space as far as I'm concerned. Letter E. Oh, interesting. E.T. is one I really like. Yeah, it's technically a kids' movie. It's a family movie, but isn't it just adorable? Like, it's one of the most adorable films ever made. It's just so sweet. Do you think John Barry would have done a good score for the Superman movie? Yeah, I think he would. Oh, goodness me, my voice is getting tired. I think maybe 20 more minutes and then I'll have to call it. Sorry, I'm struggling today. Rank these Oscar winners. God, that's difficult. I can't do that. Rank them in terms of acting ability. I think at the bottom I'm going to put Brendan Fraser. I love him, but I think there's just a bit more gravitas in the others. Excuse me. Okay, so bottom is Brendan Fraser. Then I'll say Adrian Brody. Then Gary Oldman. Then Cillian Murphy. Then Anthony Hopkins. What are your thoughts on Alex calling the Emoji Movie an underrated gem? You see, Alex? You see? This is what I call disagreeing with your opinion. So goodbye. Thank you for watching and go Poppy. Do you like Danny Elfman as a composer? Yes, very much. Is Tom Holland overcast? Potentially. But I do think he is a talented actor. You know, I think I think he's a nice guy and he's very I'd say he's fairly down to earth, which is good. But when I saw him in Uncharted, I was like, I can't unsee Spider-Man. I'm seeing Spider-Man without the suit. That's basically my critique. I would have cast someone else as Nate Drake in that film. But you know, Tom Holland doesn't annoy me whenever I see him, so I can let it go. Is Awkwafina overcast? Yeah, I think she's overcast, and I think she just plays herself in everything, which is slightly annoying. Yes, I know. Klaus Badelt did the first score for the Curse of the Black Pearl, which is amazing soundtrack, absolutely masterpiece of a soundtrack. Um, yeah, Hans Zimmer did the sequels though. Well, actually, no, he did 2, 3, and 4, and then Jeff Zanelli did the fifth one. Although all the Pirates scores do sound very similar. Like, I mean, it's the original themes were so good. Why would you change that? So yeah. Could Peter Capaldi play James Bond's dad in Bond 26? No, I don't think so. Favorite movie that starts with a G? Well, technically, actually, no. F should be the next one because, yeah, that comes after E. Oh, some good choices here. Finding Nemo is a choice. We've also got Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is a good choice. Fantasia, a lot of animated films. For you Potter fans, Fantastic Beasts. Well, the first one anyway. Final Destination is well the first one. And I know there's a new one coming out, so if I get time, might review the Final Destination movies. What is your favorite version of "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" from The Lion King? The one that played in the movie, or the one sung by Elton John in the credits? Oh, good question. I'm gonna go with the end credits one. As much as I love the movie one, it's quite brief. It's very short, and it's sung by two singers who are not the actors who voice the characters in the movie. So that does take me out of the moment a bit because obviously, like, the singing in their heads. Whereas I would have preferred the characters to open their mouths and sing. But yeah, it's still better than what the remake did, which was "Can You Feel the Love This Afternoon," which doesn't work. But the Elton John one, it's also longer, and it's just I think it's just a bit more beautiful for me. But I like both versions very much. Have you listened to Linkin Park's most recent music? No, I haven't really. Uh, Dream TARDIS team. Mine would be 9 and Ace, 11 and Jamie, 7 and Bill. To be honest, my dream TARDIS team was answered in 2008 when we had the Stolen Earth and Journey's End, the 10th Doctor with all of his companions, who as they were. But I would have loved Russell to have included Christopher Eccleston as well, to have the Ninth Doctor, the 10th Doctor, and all those companions in that story, which is mostly how it was. So they're like the massive amazing team, you know. Have you seen M3 go? Oh, Megan. No, I haven't seen it. No. What are your thoughts on Alex saying Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is the worst animation in Food Fight? I've been asked this before. Yeah, I mean, Alex, you know, if he actually backed up his points, I would be willing to hear him out. But he just throws these points out without any justification. So, Alex, fuck you, buddy. Ugh. I remember the Flintstones of Rock Vegas being kind of so bad it's good. Yeah, I agree. Like, and Doug Walker's review of it was was quite funny actually. Favorite movie introduction music: Batman '89, Tarzan, or Star Trek 2. Oh, that's a good choice. I like Tarzan's opening, where we get the Two Worlds song and the shipwreck, and then the death of the baby gorilla, and then Carla finding Tarzan in the treehouse, I think. Yeah, that's all really good stuff. Very, very epic and emotional. Quite a lot packed into those first few minutes. Oh, goodness me, my throat is killing me. Okay. Which 80s 007 movies do you think are better and worse than Temple of Doom? Ooh. Okay. Well, Temple of Doom, I think, is a decent movie. So, seeing the ones from the 80s. So, For Your Eyes Only, what do I give that? 6 out of 10. Yeah, Temple of Doom's better than that one. Octopussy, I would say, is better than Temple of Doom. View to a Kill, I think Temple of Doom is better than that. The Living Daylights is definitely better than Temple of Doom. License to Kill, probably not as good as Temple of Doom, in my opinion. Do you think there should be more electronic film scores? Depends on the film. If the film requires it, yes. But if it's done for the sake of you know, being time efficient or just being lazy, then no. Alex likes 50 Shades of Grey. Well done, Alex. Most uninspired setting or a planet from Star Wars. There's quite a few that are like desert planets. We have so many deserts. I think the one, I don't know what the name of the planet is, the one in The Rise of Skywalker, where they go to the market, I think, and then they are chased by stormtroopers and speeders. I don't know if it's Tatooine or Jakku, but they may as well have just gone back to fucking Tatooine. It's too many deserts. Too many deserts. Sean Connery as Gandalf. Oh, okay. You shall not pass, slash. What else? What else can you say? All you have to decide is what to do at the time that is given to you. No, you can have a hot take. Interesting. The Phantom Menace. I remember showing my mum the Star Wars movies a few years ago. Before the, actually no, it was about 10 years ago. before The Force Awakens was due to release. And I think we got to episode 4. I don't think we actually got to episode 5 and 6, but she actually said the first one was her favorite. She enjoyed the Phantom Menace, surprisingly. Um, and I was, I can see why in some aspects. Um, when I was a kid, I would have said Revenge of the Sith was my favorite. Now I'd say The Empire Strikes Back, but Revenge of the Sith, I think, really has gone. It stayed quite high up on my list. I still think perhaps maybe Rogue One is better, but I would probably re-rank the Star Wars movies, and Revenge of the Sith might well be number 4 or 5. So it would be reasonably high up. It's still got some problems, but unfortunately, the Attack of the Clones and the Phantom Menace are quite low on my list. But I do find things I enjoy in them, so they're not totally as bad as everyone says. Uh, I would agree that James Horner probably would have done well. Yes, for that one. Yeah, no, the CG in the prequels is good, but it's just over reliant. You can see George got quite lazy with the digital side of things, and he thought, well, that's the way forward, and he was trying to pioneer it too much, and it for some people it affected things too much. But with the planets and the landscapes and everything, I don't blame him for using CGI. It is obviously a very difficult world to envision on screen. Star Wars is such a huge, huge world. It would there's no way you could have not used CGI, but I think some people just would have appreciated more practical effects and sets. I mean, there's the odd one or two creatures that are practical, and there's the odd one or two sets that are practical, but most things are done in front of a blue screen, and it is noticeable. But I still think the trilogy has a special place in my heart. I grew up with the prequels. I can't say they're terrible. What's your opinion on the 2008 Clone Wars movie? It was all right, I think, from what I remember, but I found it kind of dull. And I didn't like the fact that Anakin had an apprentice because I felt like it contradicted Episode 3. Um, but I don't know if they are meant to be two different timelines or not. But the movie was fun. It had its entertaining moments, but nothing to write home about. Okay. Oh God, sorry, I'm really struggling today. Real thoughts on Alex saying that the animation in the wild holds up more than the animation of Frozen 2 and Wish. I mean, the animation in the wild isn't that bad. It's passable. It looks good enough, but just the script is really bad for the wild. It's just such a rip off. Um, Frozen 2 and Wish are just newer films. So of course, they're going to have better animation. The software is more advanced. So the Wild released in 2006. That's like 19 years ago. I mean, come on, Alex. Whatever. Oh, thank you, Reese. Thank you. I'll do my best to check that out when I can. What if Thuggies? Oh, how would Thuggies rule the world? It's a good question. Probably beyond my brain power. I guess they would just continue to enslave children and make people drink the blood or whatever the hell it was Indy was drinking. So yeah, I guess they would have just continued their ways and expanded their slavery force. I guess. You think Jerry Goldsmith would have done great if he did Jurassic Park? Yes, I think he would. Yeah. From what I remember in Green Lantern, the villain was a cloud, a bit like Galactus in Rise of the Silver Surfer. Um, yeah, it was kind of like a cloud. So I don't remember that much, but I didn't really like the look of it at first. What's your opinion on Norm of the North? Never seen it. So, yeah, I know about the cutest thing from Alex. I mentioned it in my rant on Alex when he said, "Oh, BCG was right. Come on, people. There are worse things than twerking girls." Fuck off, Alex. Just fuck off. Favorite episodes from Star Trek: The Next Generation? Never seen it. Only ever seen the movies. Sorry. Yeah, the thing is, like, Alex will respect Branch's opinion, even if they disagree, because Branch is a Trolls fan. Yay! Well, by that logic, I haven't seen the interview, Jared, but I know which one you're talking about. Um, I just haven't watched the interview. Okay, ranking the James Horner scores. Uh, Trying to remember all the scores. I would say the best one was quite possibly um, Star Trek 2. Then I would say Avatar. Say what you will about the movie, but the score is brilliant. Um, then I would say Land Before Time, then Aliens, then The Amazing Spider-Man. But they're all pretty great scores. Have you seen An American Tale? No, I haven't. Have you thought of using Letterbox? No, I don't think I have the time. Really, I'm quite a busy person, so I'd have to find. I'd have to make some time for that. What would you think of DreamWorks remade Trolls and the Boss Baby in live action? I'm working on a show called Starboy. Yeah, I would watch it. It depends what it's about, but I like to support creatives, so yeah, link me up. So Sam Mendes making movies about each of the Beatles. Has that been confirmed? Um, I mean, it makes more sense to make one movie out of the Beatles, seeing how they formed as a group. A bit like you know, um, what was I going to say? A bit like Queen with Bohemian Rhapsody. Would you watch an animated Doctor Who movie or TV show? If it's good, yeah. If it's good, yes, I would. I would. Have you seen Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny? No. Oh fuck! Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna call it quits in about 3 minutes. So I won't get to all the questions tonight. Sorry, guys, but the throat is really struggling with this. Um, Thoughts on when Kyle Gass joked about the Donald Trump assassination attempt? I don't actually know anything about that, so I can't really say. You're gonna have to tell me that on Facebook, and then I can respond there. Oh, sorry if I didn't reply to you on Instagram. I may have just missed it. So it wasn't, you know, it wasn't, it wasn't intentional that I missed it. Okay, can I do an impression of Shrek saying, "You dense irritate"? Okay, yeah. Give me 1 second. You dense, irritating miniature beast of burden. Ogres are like onions. End of story. Bye bye. See you later. How would you feel if Sony makes a fourth Venom film? I wouldn't care because I don't like any of the Venom films, so it doesn't appeal to me. Uh, MI8. Nice. I like your choices there. The one. I would also. I'm planning to see Sinners very soon. The new Ryan Coogler movie. That's something that's appealing to me. So maybe give that a shot as well. Yeah, but the thing about the Shrek 5 trailer, Star Wars fan, is that it looked very AI when I first saw it, and I thought, no, this is a joke. you know, just because the animation is newer, it doesn't mean that the character designs had to change. It was just they chose to do that. It's like the Sonic thing, you know. Did they have to make Sonic look like that? No. And then they listened to what people said, and then they changed it back to how it should have been. They made him too realistic. With Shrek, it looked odd. It just looked very odd. That's all I can say. Oh, Opinion on Fantastic Four 2015. It's crap. I don't like it. Do you think Superman Returns is Superman 5? Technically it is, but I don't know, it's debatable. I'd say it is, but how would you feel if Michael Bay directed Dragon Ball Evolution and The Last Airbender? Well, there'd be more explosions, I guess. Again, same answer. If Michael Bay directed a Disney remake, more explosions. Are you going to watch my brand new show this fall? I already answered that question. I said, yeah, link me up and I'll see if I can watch it. Would you rather see Superman 5 back in the late 80s or early 90s or Batman Unchained? Um, I would say Superman 5 back in the early 80s or 90s. I'd rather see that. Do you think Chris Hemsworth should play Hercules? Oh, it's not a bad choice, actually. I mean, he might be a bit too old to do it now, but if you'd have asked him when he got the role of Thor, I think maybe we could have done something there. If not his brother, Liam Hemsworth. I think one of those two. See a parody of Anna and Elsa in Shrek 5. Do you think Anna Kendrick should voice Anna and Anya Taylor Joy should voice Elsa? Maybe. What is your opinion on the animated film Nine? I've actually not seen it, so I can't really answer that. Sorry. You prefer Gary Oldman or Gary Newman? Gary Oldman. What are your thoughts on Alex saying Lion King remake is better than Captain Marvel? Again, these questions are quite similar from you. Most of the stuff Alex says I disagree with. If that is going to help you change your questions, then that's what I'll say because I feel like I'm repeating myself with the answers here. So yeah, that's that. Of Anakin, please do a crying impression of Anakin. Hi, Jermaine. Thank you. Um, Crying Anakin. I'm not sure how to do him crying, but I might be able to do his rant from Attack of the Clones. It's like, I killed them. I killed them all. They're dead. Every single one of them. And not just the men, but the women and the children too. They're like animals, and I slaughter them like animals. I hate them. And when he's like, it's all Obi-Wan's fault. He's jealous. He's holding me back. What is your favorite Star Wars movie? The Empire Strikes Back. Looney Tunes back in action. Oh, that was Jerry Goldsmith. Oh, nice. Yeah, I actually would agree with that. The Looney Tunes back in action score is more memorable than Indy 5's score. Um, the most bland movie title design opening. You mean like the graphic? Um, well, that's a tricky question. Hold that thought. I might have to come back to that for the next one. I don't know really. Oh, I know. Yes. Okay, I've got one. Yeah, I would say for me it would have to be Dark Phoenix, X Men Dark Phoenix. I was expecting the big intro, the dun 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 dun. The main theme that was used in X2 and then a few other Bryan Singer movies later. But Dark Phoenix just cut to the generic bland font with the title. Really underwhelming, but there we are. Um, what are your thoughts on Alex hating on movies? Just to get back to other users. Again, I've done 2 rants on Alex, so you can watch those for my full extended thoughts. But Alex is a bully. He's a fucking bully. I mean, I never liked him. I never liked him one bit. So that's my answer. Hello, Gerald. Uh, he might well do a good job on that video. Yes, I had yet to see the video, but when I do see it, I will let you know. I might do another AI impression video of Alex. Might need to decide. That impression was very funny, I have to say. Oh, what the impression of Alex? Thank you very much. How would you improve Diamonds Are Forever? Um, make it less campy. I think it went a bit too silly in my eyes. Can you do an impression of Alex crying to the tune of a song? Why can't I see you again? Why can't I see you again? Alex would be happy if Anna Kendrick was in Shrek 5. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Alex singing though, for those of you that don't know, there is a re-upload of Alex singing "We Don't Talk About Bruno." Look that up. It's so bad. It's so fucking cringe, but it's hilarious. Oh, hot take. Avengers 1 and 2 are better than Avengers 3 and 4. I respectfully disagree, but I respect your opinion. I think that's an interesting take. I'd love to know more of your thoughts about that. I don't think Avengers 2 is all that good, really, to be honest, but I think the first one is great, but I prefer 3 and 4. What is your opinion on Supergirl from 1984? Never seen it. What's your opinion on Hero of the Brave song from Captain America 1990? I don't care for it. I don't care for the movie as well. Pretty bad. On my impression of Shrek. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. Well, better out than in, I always say. No, you haven't. Stop the video. It's fine. Uh, favorite 007 movie logo? Ooh, very good question. Very good question. Well, naturally, I could say Skyfall because it's my favorite James Bond movie, but I'm actually going to go with Octopussy because I like the way that the tentacles come out of the O, and I think that's a really cool little design. Right, I think that's going to have to be it, guys. I'm sorry to cut this one short. My voice is really struggling. I'm not feeling great, but thank you for the questions. Happy Easter, everybody. Hope you all had a lovely time. I'll be back. I might come back in April to do a second Q&A when I'm feeling better. Then I can go on for longer. So treat this as like April part 1, if you like. And yeah, thank you very much. And as always, please hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And please share this video. And until next time, I'm Pagex Perspective. See ya. Thank you for watching. Go Poppy.